This is Head Bustin' Boxing, and we are back in the house to talk about Deontay Wilder and him supposedly taking step aside money. I'm gonna say supposedly because I don't personally believe it until I see a more credible source or a source closer to Deontay Wilder or the PBC camp. And but according to sources, and matter of fact, you can read the articles. I'm putting the articles. Well, you'll see the articles scrolling up the screen as I'm talking. So if you want to pause the video to read them, cool. But supposedly Deontay Wilder is asking for like, I don't know, $10 million or something like that to take step aside money. Now, what I don't understand, and also supposedly Joshua-Pulev is willing to take step aside money if Wilder's willing to do it. Now, we've heard Arum come out and say he's not paying any step aside money. So where's the money coming from? That's number one, if Wilder did agree to it. Number two, I can't really see Arum wanting the Fury AJ fight right away anyway, because he's already in position to get a championship fight with AJ and Eddie Hearn through Pulev. So Arum, I don't see him being in any kind of rush to brush Pulev off to the side when he could have two heavyweight champions and he could make an in-house mega fight with Pulev and Fury. Trust me, that's what Arum wants to do. Or at least that's what I believe he wants to do. Just like Eddie Hearn always wanted for it to be AJ and Dillian White, because that's two in-house fighters. It makes sense. So I mean, I don't believe the rumor or the articles, posts, whatever that's been put out so far about that. I don't believe it. Another reason why I don't believe it, or why nobody should want the AJ Fury fight to be next anyway, is because of all these sanctioning bodies, and they all have mandatories. Now, you already have Pulev and Usyk waiting for their shots, right? And that's for Wilder. I mean, that's for AJ belts. Then you have Wilder with the rematch clause for his. That's supposed to be done by February. Then you have Dillian White, who's the mandatory, and his mandatory is supposed to be done basically about the same time as Deontay Wilder. Now, you say, well, why are you bringing all of this up? I'm bringing it up because you already have AJ in position to get stripped for at least one of those belts. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. Also, when Robert Helenius beat Adam Kaunacki in Brooklyn, that made him the WBA mandatory. So the clock is ticking on that as well. So you have three mandatories. No, hold on. You have Pulev, Usyk, Dillian White, and now you have Robert Helenius. You got four mandatories, and you have a rematch clause thrown in the middle of that with Deontay Wilder. So the WBC got basically, you might as well say, have two mandatories. You have a rematch clause and a mandatory. So that's two fights that out of Pulev, Wilder, and Usyk, because we keep forgetting about Usyk. Out of all three of those guys, the further you allow them to push you back, the more you're going to have to wait. None of these guys, Usyk, Pulev, Wilder, should be willing to wait for a Fury AJ fight to take place because it's pushing you back. Usyk already stepped aside for the Pulev fight, right? And I guarantee you, the only reason why I played out that way is because Eddie Hearn is his promoter. He talked him into taking another fight that was right on the cut line for the Pulev AJ fight. Why? So then that way you couldn't say he couldn't fight Usyk. Usyk was already booked. They booked that fight before they did the AJ before they booked the AJ Pulev fight. So Eddie Hearn saved AJ from getting stripped from Usyk by the WBO or the IBF by Usyk or Pulev. But what's going to stop the WBA from doing it? What's going to stop the WBC? Like, I mean, these fights gotta happen. You can't keep pushing them off. If AJ and Fury fight next, somebody's getting stripped. And we're starting all over again. Then we're gonna have the same thing. If you really want to have an undisputed champion, let AJ fight Pulev. Let Fury fight Wilder. After AJ fight Pulev and Wilder fight Fury, the winner of Wilder and Fury gets Dillian White out of the way. The winner of Pulev versus AJ gets Usyk out of the way, or the winner of the Usyk-Chisora fight, because Derek Chisora, you never know, could beat him. So then after that, then you could do the unification thing, and Robert Helenius would just have to wait, because he just got on the books for the WBA mandatory. If you do it any other way, you only gonna have an undisputed champion for maybe one fight, or after one fight, because by the time he get to his next one, he's probably gonna be stripped. Whether that's Wilder, whether that's AJ, or any of the other guys that are trying to get in the mix, Pulev, Usyk, whoever. By the time you get through all of those guys, if you do it any other way, it's going to be a strip. That's pretty much all I got. This here Bustin' Boxing Fight Doc. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know. Do you think Deontay Wilder should take the payoff, the step aside money, or should he just go ahead and fight Fury? Because, like I said, if he mess around and don't fight Fury now, he'll get pushed back. He might mess around and get pushed behind the mandatories. He might mess around and have to wait behind Usyk, behind Pulev, behind Dillian White, or behind Robert Helenius. Nah, that's too much. I want my fight as soon as I can get it, and that's if I was any of those guys. But that's pretty much all I got. This here Bustin' Boxes on Fight Doctor. I am out.